All right, officer, as soon as I call the docket, I'll take up your warrants. LaShawn, I think my dream is about to come true.
Which one, Judge?
They're gonna do a Gambit movie. I feel it in my bones. He deserves his own story.
I think so as well.
Mhm. All right, everyone, I'm going to call the docket. We're going to start jury trial today. Somebody's going to trial if cases do not work out. When I call your name, you need to stand and let me know you are here. In custody, we have Paul Padilla, Joshua Patillo, Jose Del Bosque. Thank you. Darren Does. Dominique Nicholson is in custody. Arturo Campos, Jose Posadas, custody. Jesse Arriaga.
Present.
Thank you. Willie Cunningham. Christopher Herrera, custody. Brandon Diaz. He's actually on Zoom. Nicholas Estrada. Nicholas Estrada. Alex Mosek.
That was a PTE and I'll check to make sure.
All right. Luis Beltran, custody. Ruben Torres Ovalle. Ruben Torres Ovalle. Did we just have him on the docket yesterday?
He's supposed to be back today for a plea, Judge.
All right, thank you. Seth McDonald, custody. Kelly Cotner. Thank you. Kevin Wright. Kevin Wright.
You're writing this one. No.
All right, I'll take you up at the docket call. Kevin Wright is in custody. Aubrey Small, Dimitri Lavallee, Amethyst Salas, custody. Abel Rodriguez, Abel Rodriguez. Pablo Rodriguez, Pablo Rodriguez. Adriana Herrera. Christian Salazar, custody. Ruth Trevino. Thank you. All right, and Ms. Trevino, if you'll just have a seat in the box, please. Jessica Doberman. Jessica Doberman. All right, is there anyone who's present and your name was not called? Yes, what's your name? I'm sorry, what? Do you have a case number or SID number?
Since 919-828.
919-828. Do you know who your attorney is? All right, just have a seat. We'll get with you. Anyone else? All right, ladies, and I'm sorry, you're on the front row. What's your name? Yes.
I'm here for my son.
All right, there's no seating on the front row. No seating on the front row. You need to pick another seat that's not on the front row.
I'm dead. Just move back.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, everyone. There's going to be a jury trial today. If your case does not work out today, you are going to trial. If your attorney is not here, you need to pick up the phone and call them now because we're going to be starting jury trial this morning. The rules of the court are the same. Criminal trial division files are there. Family violence files are there. Just grab a file, place it on their desk, have a seat. They'll call you in the order of appearance. When you're ready to approach the court, just let the court coordinator know. You're only ready to approach me if you confer with the state and confer with your client. If your client is in custody, let the deputy know so that they can have them brought out. And if your client needs an interpreter, let the coordinator know and they will call an interpreter up. If your client wishes to speak with the court in a language other than English, they will need an interpreter. Court reporter is to my left. Do not stand behind her talking when we are on the record. If you have someone in the box, do not talk behind her in the box. Just ask the deputy and the deputy will move you and your client to the other end. Today is Tuesday. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a jury trial day. So everyone, please confer and please be kind to each other. You may confer. And to the officer, I'm going to read your documents now. Just give me a moment.
We're waiting.
If you want to talk to the state already.
Yes.
Okay, can you do your fluid?
Billy.
Yeah.
We'll call you up in just a few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been like.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Thank you.
I've spoken with this.
Yeah, like,
Because I saw that.
I want to have
Is there any reset? And I think. So I reached out to him. Said that. How much? Yeah, but it's responsibility to say what the options. But usually, yes, guys, so.
Yeah.
So it's not conviction. Right, well, then that's something that I can not speak about. I mean, but these things. What's the high school?
She only did because her son came in.
Yeah. What do you wait for?
Yeah.
Sorry about looking at it. So we wait for the commission, and then he'll take it.
Okay,
So he might be late.
all right. Who's on Kelly, Michelle Cotner?
Here.
Come forward.
Yes, sir, ma'am.
No, your client needs to come forward. Why do people always come forward that they're clients? I never understand this.
Well,
Every
it
client
varies
knows-
from court to court.
Yeah, no, not in this court. You've been in here a lot. Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
all right, you're welcome. So where are we on discovery?
You'd signed an order for discovery of the laboratory diskettes,
Mhm.
and we're waiting. I was at the fourth floor window and they don't have them. I conferred with counsel. They're not in their file.
All right, State, do you know the status of the discovery?
Judge, actually, right before you called this up, that's what I got notified. We just spoke just 1 second ago. I haven't had an opportunity to check.
Counsel told me he
Find
had-
out exactly who in our office he requested it from.
All right, so let's step back and we're gonna find out where this is.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
I did. Today's.
It's gonna be a day.
And Judge, I'll send you an email.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was here my phone.
You've never seen it. You know what? They come up.
Yes, he did, but mom split it, but yeah. But now he's an adult. I'm trying to keep my cool growth. That's probably starting when they overnight. It wouldn't be. I don't want to just, yeah, that's slowly. Not built in, but I.
The car pulled us behind. So when she called to me, I see the spaces. There was something.
I don't know anything about these.
No, he said that he saw. Or that he was. He drives through that upstairs and then he didn't see Dominic. Dominic apologized. He. That's not my song. It's like persuasion, following and going to this room. But it's. I agree. That's the first thing I thought. I said, this is shape. This person's well within years.
That's it. Right. We talk here.
No, no, no. Correct, that's just one. Correct, that's like. Here's. Yeah, so we're. This. That's.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah.
Good morning. How's it going? Oh, all right. I cannot complain. Yes.
Yes, this is. That's what I need to know. Someone I'm gonna talk about. Pardon? That's. No, no, yeah, just let him. Yeah, take your. Well, this was. Our. Oh, yes, right. Well, no, the adjustment.
Okay, what am I doing it for?
You have to make sure that.
Oh, that's. ¿Cobras la malla?
So how did your day go? Yesterday? Uh-huh.
Obviously, we're not gonna call that.
Mhm. Oh, financial aid is always stressful. Oh, my God. Mhm. It's gonna work out. You know, my mom always says that anything worth having, it doesn't come easy. So you're gonna look back on this and you're gonna be like, "Ah, that wasn't so bad."
I'm not gonna bring it. I don't think they-
Mm. Still doing house things, but got a lot accomplished. So it's always nice. You can look back and say, okay, that's off my checklist. That's off my checklist. But we're probably going to be in a jury trial today. So we will see what we will be trying. For those of you who are up for trial, you need to make sure you fill out your election of punishment and make sure that I have your acknowledgement of discovery. Yes. Sure. Anytime you want to bring your machine. Yes. Just let us know. And if there's a problem with you getting your machine in through security, just let us know.
Yeah.
Well, how do they do this?
Yeah. So, yeah. So then,
And back.
we got it back saying, I'm thinking, no. No records. And then I called Marshall Mars. And they said, hey, Andrew, let's start. He said, "What were you promised?" So it wasn't called Marshall Mars. That's just what the it's called. So.
Call me a friend, that's fine.
Yeah, so they've been sent books, you know.
I know defense is also-
No, so.
Can I see the file on Jose Del Bosque, please?
But they That's Peter's suggestion.
Yeah, I have a section of punishment right here.
They got the application, so we sent registered information.
And Norma, if you can call Kathy Compton, please.
She on her way, Judge. She thought
That's
the
right.
county.
They're the one that told us about that they were wanting.
That's right.
So there was, those are the ones that are most. The only thing that's ever cost our customer.
I just didn't.
It's because the woman said.
Convenient.
Hey,
No, it's regarding, the, no.
Oh, the next
When I'm.
That is, they are saying they don't.
We got. That's fine.
Sorry, that was.
I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that they will.
Short.
All right, who's here on Ruth Trevino?
I am judge.
All right, where is she?
She's in custody.
All right, Ms. Trevino. All right, did you confer with the state?
I didn't, Judge.
Oh, you need
It's-
to confer with the state.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Hi, just have a seat in the box. All right, everyone, before you approach the court, you're not ready to approach the court if you did not confer with the state and if you did not confer with your client. So please confer with the state and confer with your client before approaching.
Sure. Um, yeah.
Are the parties ready on Ruben Torres Avalle? Yes. And this is family violence. Deputy Lawyer, you said that too fast. You know, I'm trying to work on my Spanish. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 4458. State of Texas versus Ruben Torres Ovalle. Could I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Zach Dunn from the state.
Jason Todd for Mr. Torres, Hawaii.
And are you Mr. Torres Ovalle?
Yes.
All right, we have an interpreter present. If you could raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm that you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record, please.
Your Honor, the interpreter's name is Jorge Valle.
All right, off the record for a moment. Ms. Efron, if you'll move down to that end. All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Torres Ovalle, all of the documents that I will review with you are in English. Were those documents explained to you in Spanish?
Yes.
All right, and did you understand the documents?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
We have, Your Honor.
And did you review it with your client?
We did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Ovalle, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
Mr. Ovalle, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with assault, family violence, choking, strangulation? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent.
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
We've discussed all defenses and have chosen to go forward at this time, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Ovalle, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No.
Counsel, have you conferred with your client the impact this case will have on his immigration status?
We have, Your Honor, and the client has received outside immigration counsel, and he's been fully informed regarding the implications of this case.
All right, Mr. Ovalle, did you have a chance to speak with an immigration attorney and discuss with him the impact this case will have on your immigration status?
Yes.
Did you discuss with your attorney the possibility of deportation,
Yes.
the denial of naturalization,
Yes.
and the denial of re-entry into the United States?
Yes.
Did you understand from your immigration attorney the implications this case will have on your immigration status.
Yes,
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
yes,
According to the plea, the state is recommending deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
yes,
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
yes,
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
yes,
Defense is at the plea.
That is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There have not, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that the term of deferred adjudication be for 5 years, that there be no contact with Brianna, Bryanna, Cabrales, Cabrales. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes,
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
no contest.
State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. The state offers states one and attachments.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
And state, have you spoken with the complainant?
The complainant is minor, Your Honor. We've spoken with their custodial parent and an additional parent, Your Honor, yes.
All right, Mr. Ovalle, did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
yes,
And state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent.
yes,
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
yes,
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
If it please the court, Judge, we'd like to do that.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yeah, Your Honor, Mr. Torres Ovalle, and I would ask for one thing that I have noticed in the plea bargain, that there's not a parenting class. We are requesting that you also include that. I think that would be incredibly beneficial, and whatever else the court feels will be beneficial. Mr. Ovalle has, he works very, very hard to provide. He understands and needs support for situations like this, but he understands that this is not acceptable. He is worked on reunification with the family as a whole, not with Brianna, out of respect for the court's wishes, although when that time is ready and when Brianna is ready, I know that he's not opposed to that, when that becomes appropriate. We just ask that you follow the plea and allow him to keep working to support his family and to support the extended family, and to just get a little bit help on these situations.
Okay. All right, is Child Protective Services involved?
My understanding is they were judged, but I don't have their finding.
All right. Mr. Ovalle, has Child Protective Services been involved? No, excuse me.
No.
You're not to talk to your attorney. I'm questioning you. Did a caseworker come to your house and do an investigation?
Oh, no.
No,
Oh. Bueno, me hablaron,
well, they called me,
pero no me presenté.
but I did not go.
Y luego me dijeron que habían cerrado el caso.
And then they told me they had closed the case,
En,
and no.
So Child Protective Services is out here closing cases?
Judge, he's not, the child has moved. The custodial parent at this point is the father. There's no contact. And so my understanding is that due to that, that's the closing, but I don't know.
That
beyond
doesn't make sense to me if somebody hits a juvenile and there are other children in the household, that because the juvenile leaves, CPS just says, oh, well, I understand they're
understand.
overworked and underpaid. So how many children do you have?
I got 4 step and 1.
No. So here's the thing. Either you're going to speak in Spanish.
Oh,
I don't think that was Spanish.
I'm sorry. Okay.
And I'm
tengo-
sorry, it's not Spanish. How do you say I'm sorry? And
Lo siento.
Yeah.
Lo siento. Tengo cuatro hijastros
I have 4 stepchildren
y uno de sangre.
and 1 blood.
And how old are the stepchildren?
16,
16,
15,
15,
10,
10,
9,
9,
And how old is the newborn?
7 meses.
7 months old.
And I believe this incident was involving the 16-year-old.
Sí.
Yes.
All right, why is your relationship not working with the 16-year-old?
Bueno, tuvimos
Well, we had
problemas cuando su mamá estaba embarazada.
problems when her mother was pregnant.
What problems?
Celos.
Jealousy.
Who's jealous?
La de 16 años.
The 16-year-old.
Why is she jealous? All right,
I don't know.
so the 15-year-old, is that a boy or girl?
Niño.
Boy,
10-year-old boy, girl,
Niña.
girl,
9-year-old.
Niño.
boy.
All right, so are they jealous?
Eran más las niñas que los niños.
It was more the girls than the boys.
So are you here in the United States legally?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. And what do you do for work?
¿Qué se dedica? ¿Cómo se llama la vida?
Yo soy iron worker,
I'm an iron worker,
soldador.
welder.
Okay. All right. And if you're drug tested today, what will the results be?
Negativo.
Positive, no, negative.
All right.
Yeah.
You know, while you're on probation, you're not allowed to drink alcohol, even at your home. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
Is that going to be a problem?
No.
No.
All right, the court is going to sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Brianna Cabrales. There's going to be 100 hours of community service restitution. Excuse me, counsel. Could you tell her not to block the court reporter? I mean, the probation officer. Ms. Abrams, are you able to hear?
Yes.
All right, there's going to be 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes with compadre. Once those are completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I'm going to want anger management, field visits, 1 time per month for 6 months. Then at probation's discretion. And could you make sure the children are okay, probation?
Yes, sir.
Probation, is there anything else he needs?
Okay.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful on this probation?
No.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. To be successful on this probation, you need to communicate with probation. If there's an issue, let the court know, let your probation officer know. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
Now, you were speaking to me sometime in English. Do you need the interpreter to speak with the probation officer? Or are you going to speak to them in English?
Yes.
Ocupo.
I need
el traductor.
the interpreter.
All right, thank you. Then if you'll sit in the back, they'll go over conditions with you.
Okay.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Excuse me.
Yes, Judge, can you tell us about her up there?
Yes, just give me a moment.
I know.
Oh, he is very slow.
It is.
Mhm.
My first thought is I smell it. Is that wrong? No, no, no. Should go again. JD was wrong. Yeah. She like with the system.
Yeah.
Like with the. How she. Yeah.
Can I see the interpreter on Jose Posadas Mata? Is the defense attorney here?
Just
Who stepped out?
Judge, the interpreter may be help information with explaining to Mr. O'Valley the condition.
All right, thank you.
I'll make sure some come back in afterwards.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
All right, Ruth Marisol Trevino. All right.
I'll get to the line now.
All right, on this case, you're asking that the bond be reinstated?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, has anyone talked to the bondsman to see if the bondsman wants to reinstate the bond?
The bond, she has a good relationship with bondsman. She's still going over there weekly.
No.
And
Did somebody
It-
call the bondsman and say, do you want the bond reinstated? Because if I reinstate the bond, that means that the bondsman is on the bond.
yes, Judge,
Yes,
that, my understanding is,
Who called?
I called. And they directed me to my attorney.
All right, defense, you need to call the bondsman to see, I need to hear from your mouth that the bondsman wants to be on her bond. And state, are you gonna have an objection to this bond being reinstated?
Judge, I mean, my understanding is first violation and violation was for, I believe, the Commissioner Lot. Being taken off the car, but so my understanding is that's counsel. And if that's the case. We're not.
that is the case, Judge. That's all right.
All right, so according to the violation report, they found two vehicles. It was the Toyota Corolla and the Audi Q7. And so They say that you didn't provide proof of the sale of the Toyota Corolla. Have you provided them proof?
Yes, I did, but later to find out that wasn't enough. They were looking for something, the officer was looking for something specific. Besides the car title, they wanted, I believe you go online to fill out the paperwork of name changes.
All right, and what about the Audi Q7?
We have that, and that's a family car that we drive.
Does
We
it
only
have an ignition interlock on it?
Yes, it does, ma'am.
All right, so what I need is I need someone to pick up the phone and call the bondsman, an attorney, and ask if they're okay with the bond being reinstated. I don't reinstate bonds unless the bondsman is okay with reinstating it, because sometimes the bondsman is like, no, I don't want this person back on my bond. You understand?
Yes,
So your attorney's going to call your bondsman and then I'll take this matter up.
yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Um,
Alex Miosik,
Present on that, Judge. Good morning.
good morning. Where's your client?
He's coming up, Judge.
I don't see any movement.
He's moving.
Okay.
He's stealth.
All right, we're here for discovery. Where are we?
Judge, may I address the court?
Yes.
The state has complied with this. I have all the discovery from the state. Mr. Miosik has been able to provide with me a plethora of discovery on our behalf, which I've been providing to the state. So I would like to get, if there is such a thing as a discovery, a date for me to come, for the state to review the discovery provided by the defense, which I think is going to move the needle, if you will. So,
All
so
right.
I do have discovery the state has provided, and they have complied with everything, and I'm certainly satisfied with that. I would like to do the same on our behalf.
So have you turned over discovery to the state?
I have what I have, yes, but I got some more stuff yesterday that I'm in the process of providing.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. On this case, reset this for 45 days for plea deadline date, and y'all need to do this off docket.
Yes, Judge, absolutely.
26.
Okay,
All right, that's your final date to enter into an agreement with the state. After that, you're going to receive a jury trial. Do you understand? All right, is there anything else?
nothing, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right,
Maybe
and
two.
if you state, you
Yes,
need to
Judge.
prepare an acknowledgement of discovery for defense.
Sure.
And then once he signs the reset form and you sign that, you're all excused.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Thanks for dressing appropriately for court.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a seat. I'll be right with you.
But you need to, approach.
Yeah.
Which is force. No, it's just that I never. Judge and the translator's bounce.
Okay.
Still got to connect. I know my son's a third school, so I keep trying to go there and play some more. We played once, but we want to go play some more. Thank you. His email address, okay. Yeah, he's in his master's, he's doing his master's in accounting.
All right, who's here on Posadas? All right.
In the discovery.
All right, so the court has the acknowledgement of discovery. All right, and he's up for jury trial.
I'm sorry?
He's up for jury trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
He is. However, I understand that you would want us to return this afternoon.
yes.
And I wanted to ask court if the court would wait for me till 2 o'clock. I have to be at immigration at noon.
I'm sorry, where do you have to be?
At immigration, on a detention.
And how long, and where is this immigration
It's on
detention?
1604 and 281. It's pretty far. In lieu of you granting me an extension of time, then I would ask to see if I can make an oral motion for continuance.
The court doesn't hear oral motions for continuances. They need to be in writing.
Can I submit a written one?
Sure, you can. All right, just have a seat.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, who's here on Jose Del Bosque? Yes. Hello. Yes,
I guess we're ready for trial.
all right. Okay,
Is that what the court wanted?
yes. Yes. So,
Believe that there should be a discovery acknowledgement on file, but if there's not, judge, just let me know.
no, I have an acknowledgement of discovery, so each side will have 40 minutes for selection. All right, is there anything else?
I think we've got a motion in limine that needs to be brought up.
All right, let me see if I have that.
Let me grab mine.
Yeah, it should be. On file, judge. If not, I can print a copy.
All right, if you will print a copy for me, that would be greatly appreciated. And I do have where the indictment was amended, and there were no objections, so I have that. Look, on Odyssey, maybe it's here.
Yeah, I'm finding it on Odyssey, so.
Yeah, it was filed last year on the 23rd of October.
Do you want me to print the amended motion to eliminate here?
Hmm?
You want me to print the amended motion?
You have an amended one?
You filed one right after the other. I think just change the.
Oh, did I? Okay, hold on, let's look.
Oh, it is long.
You need a copy.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go on the record in 2021. CR 10255, State of Texas versus Jose Gilberto Del Bosque. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Ally Jackson.
defense?
Gary Jurek.
And are you Mr. Del Bosque? All right, Mr. Churek, you filed a first amended motion in limine.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, the court will hear your argument.
The first part of it deals with extraneous evidence, and we'd ask that we'd approach and discuss whether the extraneous. The second part refers to any reference to vape pens or THC. If the court will remember, there was an issue with the state getting it tested. It went on for months, And finally, the state came forward and said that they were not going to bring any issue of the THC or the gummies into the court proceedings.
Is that correct, State?
Well, what it was, Your Honor, is that originally it was included in the indictment, as both furnishing her with alcohol and the weed gummies, basically. And then once they realized that the lab was not going to be completing the testing, they re-indicted the case to take out the part about mentioning the weed gummies, because nothing has been tested. Weed gummies, yes. However, in terms of it coming up, it is a bit contextual in the facts of the case in terms of what's going on, but it wouldn't be an element of anything the state is trying to prove. So there is mention of them getting high. When there are some pictures of stuff at the house that does, you can see a vape pen. But instead of saying, oh yes, this has been tested, it's just contextual instead of trying to prove that it's a separate offense.
Judge, it's highly prejudicial. There's no evidence that it was THC. They're going to try to imply that it was a vape pen, could have been cherry vape, nicotine vape. We don't know what it was because
All
we
right.
never tested.
So then with regards to vape pens, with regards to THC, and with regards to gummies, I don't know anything about your case. So before any of that is brought up before the jury, just approach the court and then I can see if it should be allowed or not.
All right, Judge.
And just so I clarify that, then, and also just tell Mr. Churak, part of the defendant's interview, I will go and have them mute. There is about a 2-minute portion that discusses weed gummies. Do you want me to just have a copy that has that muted just in case?
All right, so what is being said allegedly by Mr. Del Bosque about weed gummies?
The detective asked, okay, so tell me about these weed gummies or something to the effect. This is me paraphrasing. And he's like, well, yeah, I have them. They're there. I wanted to take them possibly for relaxation. And then, says, but I didn't give any to her. If she took them, like that was on her own. And it's just about a 2-minute.
All right, do you want that conversation excluded?
Yeah, I want any reference to weed gummies excluded because we
Well,
don't.
no. Here's the thing. I want everybody to concentrate on where I am right now. Where I am right now is a statements that's alleged to have been made by your client.
Mhm.
My question is, do you want excluded? The state is offering to exclude any mention of THC and weed gummies by your client. Do you want that excluded?
Yes, I want any reference to THC or weed
Right, so if
gummies.
you'll mute, yes.
We can do that part.
All right, is there anything else?
No, I'm not entirely sure if this is covered by the whole extraneous offense thing, but I just wanted to address it now while we have time. The way that everything is discovered, Your Honor, is that the defendant is pulled over and investigated for a DWI. I do believe that is relevant and contextual in terms of mentioning it and not there's nothing about him being convicted for it or anything like that. It's more he's stopped for an investigation and he's investigated for a DWI, which are covered in the event.
Well, since he was never charged with DWI, I think we can go to the extent he was stopped for a traffic stop, which was the initial. Well, but the initial stop was for a traffic stop. They didn't know he was intoxicated or was alleged intoxicated when they pulled him over. So it should be just limited to pulled over for a traffic stop.
Much mention of DWI.
All right. So again, the court doesn't know anything about the facts of the case. When we get to that point, we can excuse the jury and I can hear the testimony outside the presence of the jury. And then I can make a ruling on whether or not it should be admitted.
All right. I think that's the way liminees work, Your Honor. Anyway.
Well, sometimes that's the way it works. Sometimes it works where parties agree. Yes, that should not come in. So is there any other question?
No. Schedule wise, what are we looking like?
We're going to be jury selection at 1:30. Each side will have 40 minutes. And if you speak to the state, if you've never done jury selection in here, they'll let you know how jury selection proceeds.
All right.
And then testimony starts.
Tomorrow, that's what I thought.
Yes.
Length of trial, you thinking 3 to 4 days? Yeah, I'm thinking
Okay,
And
Yeah.
I'm betting you're going to the jury for punishment.
We are.
Okay.
all right,
All
okay,
right,
thank you. All right, who is here on Kelly Cottner? All right,
You want me to bring her back up here?
yes. All right, so attorneys, when you get called up to the front, your client needs to be up here so they can see what's going on. I like for clients to be active participants in their cases. All right, so where are we on discovery?
Judge, I've spoken to Mr. Friedman about this. I don't know who he may have requested the phone, maybe Daniel Escobar. I've been trying to reach him, but he's in trial.
Yes.
I have, for the blood discovery, the labs, it's out of Austin. I've sent the emails that were supposed to be sent. I don't know if they were sent before, but I looked at their, it's not there. But I have requested it directly from the lab at this point, and I sent it this morning.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset on Cottner, please. And this will be the last setting for discovery.
Thank you, Judge.
And if I don't receive the discovery?
Oh, you're gonna receive it. What do you mean if you don't receive it?
If I don't,
Y'all are, here's the thing, attorneys, y'all are all adults. Pick up the phone, call somebody. Don't wait till the day of court to call and say, I went to the window today. I don't have any discovery. Norma, 30 days, please.
Number 12.
All right, September 12th. That's your last day for discovery. All right, once you guys sign the discovery request, you are excused.
thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome.
Judge, sorry, the interpreter back to you. Will you be excused or, does she have a motion ready to go?
Are we ready on Posada? Are you ready on your motion? All right, we can have the interpreter go to other courts. We'll call them back when we're ready.
Yes, we're gonna sign.
She needs to have a seat. You can take her to the reset. Okay. Thank you. It's just because the judge called up other stuff and I don't want traffic to be right there.
Are the parties ready on Ruth Marisol Trevino? Are you still getting in touch with the bondsman?
Lawyer stepped outside for a minute.
All right, thank you.
Who's your client?
I just got that.
Maria, do you want me to put it up there?
Yeah, we can put it up there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mama, I gave you my copy and I forgot to take my copy out. My bad. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Who's here on Jesse Arriaga?
Mr. Mayor?
Good morning. So where are we on discovery?
None of the state has complied with the discovery on the 3/9/14 and made an offer to council today.
All right, so I need an acknowledgement of discovery signed.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir, how old are you?
47.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you'll set this in 3 weeks for a plea deadline date, please. It's Jesse Arriaga. All right, so we're going to come back on September 3rd, and you'll let the court know whether or not you worked out an agreement with the state. If you have not, your next court date is going to be your jury trial date. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Sean Young, hello.
Hello, madam.
When are the next blooms for the magnolias? I know we're past the bloom season.
We are, but they're just about to pick out their seeds right now. I've started seeing a few on the sidewalk under the magnolia.
See, I need to get some seeds. I'm gonna grow it
I'm
from
gonna
the
give you a
seedling.
handful of seeds. I've got, believe me, I have got seeds.
All right, I'm gonna grow it from a baby.
Yep. That's how you get them raised up right, you know? No, actually, we're taking down a hackberry in the backyard. It leans over to my neighbor's yard behind me. And one branch has already split off on it in the plant storm. And he's getting kind of nervous because it's over. There's 3 different trees. There's what is it? A mountain laurel, a con, and he said some other one begins with a P, but I don't remember what it was.
You know,
So he's nervous.
I planted 2 mountain laurels and I didn't expect them to do well. They've done beautifully.
Yeah. My wife gave me such a hard time because I bought the half-gallon size
Yeah.
and put them by the side of the house. Those things are bigger than the house and nothing we can do to stop them.
No. So I'm gonna get some more of those, but I hate my Rose of Sharon died, during the Great Freeze.
Yeah, there are a few of those. I have got the most beautiful bougainvillea you have ever seen. It's one of those column ones that goes up and
See,
it's
this is my problem.
around with flowers all over it.
I love them. They look beautiful, but it's the little stickers that gets me all the time.
I've got a pyracantha. You don't talk to me about stickers. Those things have got a protein on them that I swear the rain part people put them on their tips of their darts. Those things will just really eat you up.
Oh, yes, because
But the bougainvillea, you have to be careful with them, but they're nothing terrible.
No, I think they're so beautiful. And when you see them, so beautiful. I went to Greece and they had some beautiful ones and tall, rooftop tall. And I was like, that's so beautiful. But the stickers.
Yeah. When we were living out in the Majuro in the Marshall Islands, as part of my contract as the prosecutor for the Silent Republic, they gave me a house, and it was a walled-in little yard, about half an acre, 3/4 of an acre. I had 6 different kinds of banana trees growing on this one plot, but I had a bougainvillea that was, oh God, this big. And the owners came by once a month with a big stick with a nail in the end of it. And they grab the fronds that had grown out and they fold them back into it. That thing was like Brer Rabbit's briar patch.
Oh my gosh.
And it was huge and flowers all the time. We're in the tropics, so that's where they live.
Well, I planted wisteria. And I loved, it tore down my fence though. I didn't have the
Oh, they
appropriate
will, yeah.
supports.
You
and
you
it
gotta
just-
have serious support.
Oh, yeah. But I'm thinking I'm gonna do it again because I love it. I just gonna have to get a
Those
metal
deer
railing
are
or something.
Just, they'll steal your soul. They really will. They're
And they
beautiful.
smell so great and they look so great when they're in bloom.
Yeah, our next door neighbor had them. He had 2 or 3 palm trees there.
Mhm.
And this wisteria that's this big around.
Mhm.
And it was just growing all over these palm trees. Well, palm trees died.
Yeah.
And then he had to do something. Wisteria went away and it broke my
But I'm
heart.
gonna do something, I'm gonna get someone to put up a thick milling railing. Because
Yeah.
I've seen some that grow
Oh, yeah.
humongous, but you have to have the support. If you don't, it will tear everything around it
It
down.
will. It'll keep growing and then it'll grab hold of something
Mhm.
and yeah, but you're right. They are beautiful. No,
They are. So that's my plan. We shall see.
Well,
Got a lot of digging to do.
I've got a guy coming to take this hackberry out
Mhm.
because it's got 2 or 3 places that it's about to crash on
Mhm.
stuff. And my neighbor's worried about it, so I'm gonna have to dispose of it. But this guy came out and he quoted me $5,000 to remove this thing because there's fences and there's 3 or 4 different good trees. He's just afraid to death that he's gonna get sued for
Oh
when
my
he takes this thing down. And I finally chewed him down to 3,500.
Oh my gosh.
But that was,
Did you have?
and the only reason I'm serious about staying with this guy
Mhm.
is that my next door neighbor vets him. And if he makes a mistake, it's his problem, not mine.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay, I've taken up enough of your time.
Oh,
Thank
hey,
you,
it's
Madam
always
Chair.
great speaking to you.
And I will, you'll know when I have magnolias.
Okay, all right, thanks. All right, who's here on Arturo Campos Toledo? All right, thanks.
That's gonna be Miss Jackson, Your Honor.
Not Janet Jackson.
I'm sorry. No.
Well, you have been dressed appropriately for trial.
Yes, Your Honor, we changed his clothes. Last time they were fall.
Yes. So that is great. All right. Let me see what page your client is on. Campos. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you both parties are ready for jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did y'all provide the court with an acknowledgement of discovery?
I'm happy to check with my co-counsel, Ally Jackson. I don't know if the council has any knowledge, but we're happy to do one in any event, Your Honor.
All right, if you'll do one, because I don't have one in the court's file, maybe it's on Odyssey, I'm unsure.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and if your client were found guilty, is he going to the court or the jury for punishment?
The jury, Your Honor, and we did have that election ready for the court.
Okay, if you'll just give it to the court. All right, is there any motions that the court needs to take up?
Your Honor, I did have some motion in limine, but I don't know if that's something you'd like to take up now or.
What is the issue on the motions in limine?
Your Honor, specifically, this is a case involving a statement made via polygraph examination. There are some translations, so we would be.
All right, do y'all think statements involving a polygraph is coming in?
To my knowledge, Your Honor, I would have to confirm, but that doesn't seem like something we would typically want to get into ourselves, given
No,
their.
because the court legally doesn't allow polygraph reports.
And the reason,
And no,
No,
polygraphs are not admissible.
Yeah, from science knowledge as well, they're inadmissible. So I don't know if there's any other supplementary issues with that, but on first glance, it seems like that's not something we would be getting into.
All right, if there's an issue with the polygraph, and if somebody thinks they're allowed to go into the results of a polygraph, what was said at the polygraph, or what was said after, due to what happened at the polygraph, you all need to approach before any of that is put before the jury. And just as the approach, I'll excuse the jury and I will hear whatever I need to hear on that. But for now, a polygraph, the results, what was said during the polygraph, that's not admissible unless somebody brings me case law that says polygraph results are not admissible.
That's the state's understanding as well. Absolutely, Judge. Yeah.
And the reason why I bring that, Your Honor, is that I guess you can state the defendant's statement, his third statement, it's in Spanish, it's been translated, but on the top of the translations provided by the state, it says polygraph examination, and it's about 5 hours. And I believe they're going to try to elicit statements from there, so we would argue against that, but I just trying to.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. So state, anything involving a polygraph, that's not admissible.
Absolutely, Judge.
And any statements made during the polygraph, not admissible. If there are statements that occurred after the polygraph examination and somebody thinks that they're allowed to elicit testimony from a witness about that, y'all need to approach before you do that.
Absolutely, Judge.
So any statements made due to what happened at a polygraph, y'all need to approach the court before that testimony is elicited. Does everybody understand?
That
Yes,
makes
sir.
sense, Your Honor, yes.
All right, is there any other motion in limine that you all are thinking of?
No, Your Honor, there was no 404B, and I believe that was the main issue.
All right, so I don't have copies of your motion in limine, but I'm assuming everybody understands the court's ruling with regards to that, and will approach if you all intend to elicit any testimony on that subject.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Absolutely, Judge.
All right, so we'll be back at 1:30, and you can speak to the state about how jury selection is done in this court.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'll still go ahead and do that discovery acknowledgement right now, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just to save some time for the civil defense, there was a discovery filed on June 4th.
All right, we're good. Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you, Your
What can I say?
Honor.
All righty.
Thank you.
I got you.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
I have filed that and I've approached the DA and he has made a recommendation of $5,000. I
All
would
right,
agree with
so
that.
if y'all can get the file from the clerk, is your client here?
No,
Okay.
she's in jail.
All right, so legally, your client needs to be present. So if you'll talk to Miss Ferguson, they can bring her over tomorrow.
I'll do that.
All right.
Thank you, Madam.
Not tomorrow, Jacob.
She said she can do Thursday.
What?
She said she can bring her over on Thursday.
Well, I would have selected that myself.
All right.
Thursday it is.
Okay, what is this related to?
I just misread this. Honestly, she said it's not.
Third or fourth.
No, it's possible.
Sure.
Before you say that you
All right. Thank you for coming down. You're always so prompt.
Do you want an interpreter at 1:30 or do you want to call?
I'll call you.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
You will. You
Hello.
I didn't want to catch you in the middle of something. I just wanted to have like an approach on something really quick.
Mhm.
I wanted to know what the court's preference was on a few issues. We have a likely to take a plea later this week on a DWI third.
Mhm.
And I know that there's the 10 days mandatory jail time on any conviction. If the court were to grant ELM in, I'll not ask what the court's going to do, but should the court grant ELM in lieu of the 10 days, would work release be something the court would consider as a part?
Yes.
Of them? Okay.
But to do work release, that will increase the time past 10 days.
Okay. If he does not ask for work release, would it be limited to the 10 days or would there still be some extension?
Oh, no, it'll be the 10 days.
Be the 10 days just on ELM? Okay.
Yes.
And does he go into custody to have that monitor put on him or does he get to report?
No, he can report.
Okay, just wanted to get him so he
Sure.
can square things away with his employer and everything.
No problem.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Norma, I'm going to take 5 minutes. Maria, if you need to take a break.
Right now. Try to get your office reviewed. It's on her. Joe represented. In your office position. Yes, now they're Joe's positions, no one just won't use that case as punishment. Tell me. So, I mean. Since the young representatives guy. You know, we're not gonna do this. No. Wait, so we're, for most that are from your age. Well, you got 5 persons. I had found it, a DA from our county, but now he said they put it to law. I know just.
That's not.
Yeah, just have someone in the box. Yeah. Did y'all talk to the bondsman? Who's on?
That's fair.
Can you confirm?
And I just,
She'll sit in the box.
All right.
All right, everyone, please be seated. Is anyone ready? Oh, are you ready?
We are.
All right, could I see the parties on Ruth Marisol Trevino, please? All right, court is going to go on record. Court is calling night mag number 761-818, State of Texas versus Ruth Marisol Trevino. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Grant Hardy.
All right, and are you Miss Trevino?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so counsel is here requesting that Ms. Trevino's bond be reinstated. To start, counsel, have you spoken with the bondsman?
I have, Judge.
And is the bondsman in agreement to a reinstatement?
They are, Judge.
All right, then now let's address the underlying reason as to why her bond was, well, actually, I issued a judge's warrant. So let's address why the judge's warrant was issued. There was a first violation report. And there's an issue because they say that there's a 2012 Toyota Corolla and a 2022 Audi Q7. I'm assuming that did not have ignition interlock on it.
At that time, it did not.
All right, do you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is Ruth Marisol Trevino.
All right, and Ms. Trevino, you were saying at the time it did not because?
After I got arrested, the car directly was towed to the shop,
All right, which car was totaled?
Audi, our
Alright.
only car that we had in our possession. So it was at the shop for over, what is it, close to 2 months. Just because it didn't take a big priority of getting fixed, and with the insurance, making the claim, one thing or another, we just let it sit there. It was also being a specialty car, the parts were taking a while to get.
Oh, no, I'm aware of the European cars and how the parts are not here. Okay.
And so from one problem to another, or a computer, it was even told to San Marcos and then back. And so it was a lot of that.
So let me ask you this. Where is the Audi now?
We have it now. As soon as it was delivered back to our home, the next day we made an appointment. It was over the weekend. So on Friday we got it. Saturday, Sunday, they don't make appointments. On Sunday, I got it, the interlock installed in the car.
So the ignition interlock is now in the Audi.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so where's the Toyota Corolla?
That has been sold over to a friend, over a year ago.
All right, and do you have proof of that sale?
Yes, I do.
All right, you need to turn that over to pretrial services. Do you understand?
Yes, I do. I did turn it in.
Okay.
My conversations with the pretrial officer were very, I want to say there was just not clear communication on his part.
All right, just 1 moment. Ms. Ferguson, can you send an email and have Fabian Ortiz zoom in, or either Elda Torres? All right, you may continue.
So when he was asking for the ignition interlock to be in the car, I told him we don't have it on our possession. He asked about the Toyota. I told him we have.
Nora, do you need this?
Yes, ma'am, please.
All right, I'm sorry for that. You may continue.
I had told him that we had sold it, and he asked for proof, and I gave him the proof that we had. Unknown to me, that wasn't enough proof, or maybe that wasn't the proof that he was looking for. And maybe soon, a month maybe after that, around June, that's when I found out that I had a warrant for my arrest.
All right, so this is what I can tell you. In this court, when people are being supervised by pretrial services, this is what I always do in this court. I don't know what other courts do. I always, well, let me not say always, because there are exceptions to every rule. But normally, what I do is I set it for a hearing to make sure that everybody is on the same page. And sometimes I realize that when pretrial services will send me a document saying that someone is in violation, that maybe things have happened since I've received that document. So I will always send an email to the pretrial services officer and ask, is this person still in non-compliance? If they tell me, yes, they're still in non-compliance, then what I will do is I'll set it for a hearing. So we did have a hearing on this matter, but you didn't show. I set it at 9 a.m. and then I had it come back at 1:30. And with DWIs, these are very serious. And I have to make sure that people have their ignition interlock or they have a portable device. So that's why.
I understand.
Okay. So state, do you have any objections to reinstating the bond?
No.
All right, so this is what the court is going to do. I'm going to ask that the bond be reinstated. You're not to leave here, your attorney's not to leave here until the pretrial services officers zoom in. When they zoom in, you will get a chance to speak with them and we will see what other appointments need to be set. So are we on the same page?
Yes, may I add?
Sure.
To my hearing, I believe that was June 6th. I was not aware of that. I
Okay.
later got to find out the following Thursday
Okay.
that I missed my hearing. I quickly called my attorney.
Mhm.
I quickly called the bond, asking if they had.
So let me just tell you where we are. Where we are now is I'm going to reinstate the bond.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
The pretrial services officer is zooming in. We're going to have a conversation with the pretrial services officer. We're going to see if there's information that he hasn't received from you. What is that information and what does he need? And you're going to get that information to him. I want you to hear me clearly. Any vehicle at your home has to be equipped with ignition interlock. Do you understand? Is there any vehicle at your home that does not have ignition interlock?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And so you're telling me that the Toyota Corolla has been sold.
Yes, ma'am.
You provided proof to the pretrial services officer that it's been sold.
Yes, ma'am.
And the only vehicle at your house is the 2022 Audi Q7.
Yes.
All right. So if you will have a seat, I'm going to ask that the bond be reinstated, that the warrant be recalled. And they are zooming in here, and then we'll have a conversation with them, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Deputy Laura, the warrant is being recalled and the bond will be reinstated.
Still have a chance to do the rotation. We contacted the DA's office and the pretrial services. Okay. Yeah, if we could just move it again. We'll drop.
All right, if you all would just have a seat. Has Deputy Laura removed your cuffs yet? Oh, okay. All right, well, just have a seat in the gallery, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Oh, come on.
Hello.
Hi. Can I get you the sinus travel paperwork?
Sure,
I didn't-
just give me 1 moment. Let me put this in notes first. You know, Odyssey is a little bit slow, but we're gonna work with it.
Has it gotten better on y'all's end? Honestly.
No. I'm still waiting for it to go faster. Say the more you use it, the faster it gets. Still doesn't work.
All right, let me see what you have.
This is the one on Christopher Davis. I don't have her name on it just because she's a minor and I need to get clarification on how that needs to be filled out properly. Thank you.
You're welcome. Excuse me, can you attach that to that docket sheet? Yes. All right, do we have the interpreter here? Norma, can you call an interpreter down for Jose Posadas?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. State, are you going to have any objection to the fact that the motion continuance is not notarized? Okay, all right.
On Davis, not on. I understand. No, no.
correct?
Yes.
And they liked it?
All right, Money Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, are you with pretrial services?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, could I see Ruth Trevino, please? Thank you for zooming in.
No problem.
Did they give you the cause number on this case and everything?
I have her sit. I'm pulling her file up right now.
And we're not on the records. I just wanted to let you all know what happened on this end. And so for her to get some clarification on it, if there's anything else she needs to do.
Okay, so I'm in her file now.
All right, so this is what happened in court today. The warrant was recalled. Her bond was reinstated. Defense counsel said the bondsman has no objection to being placed back on the bond. She has informed me that the Toyota was sold and that she's providing information to pretrial services that it's been sold. If y'all need any other documentation about the sale of that vehicle, please let her know. She said the only vehicle she has now is the Audi. I believe that's 2022. And that an ignition interlock has been placed on the Audi.
Okay.
All right. So when does she next need to report to you all? Is there anything else that she needs to do?
So she needs to, once the bond is reopened up, she'll get reopened up with pretrial. And then I just want to make sure her phone number is still the same 744 number.
Well, let's do this. If you will put it in the chat box,
Mhm.
and then I will ask her if that's her number. Excuse me, could you have your client write her number on this, please?
Certainly, Jeff.
And then so once her number is correct, once she gets opened up with us, her officer, whoever she's assigned to, will reach back out to her. She just needs to make sure she has like the proof of install in the Audi, and then the information about the Toyota ready.
All right, and does she need, do you need an email address or anything?
I have one. I can put it in the chat so we make sure it's right.
Okay.
Judge,
1 second.
her email address is at the very bottom.
Okay.
1 second. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
All right.
So somebody will reach out to her as soon as she's opened up with us. I'll make sure I let my supervisor know that the bond is reinstated.
All right. So that's what you need to do. So they're going to send you a phone call, reach you by phone call or either email, and then just respond.
This one,
All right. Do you have any questions for the pretrial service officer?
no, I didn't.
All right. Is there anything else, Officer Lawrence?
No, ma'am, that's all.
All right. Thank you so much for zooming in.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
The interpreters.
All right. Thank you. All right. You may be excused.
Thanks so much, Judge.
All right. How are the chickens?
Judge, I can't kill enough raccoons. They've
The
eaten,
raccoons are killing the
they
chickens?
are taking, they're driving me nuts and they're everywhere. Don't get me started on raccoons.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, could I have the file on Posadas Mata, please? All right, are you all ready on Jose Posadas Mata? All right. All right, could I see the prosecutors on Mata, please?
Your Honor, there's a correction on my motion. I incorrectly put that the state was in agreement. They're not in agreement.
Okay. All right, the court is calling 2023 CR 8607, State of Texas versus Jose Mata. Could I have parties announce for the record?
Let me send out Chavira Brown for the defendant.
All right, so let me explain something to everybody. I know this interpreter. She's fantastic. But it would be nice if you all would pause after somebody introduces themselves so that she can then repeat it in Spanish. All right, so let's try that. For the state, for the defense,
Damisela Chavira Brown for the defendant.
and are you Mr. Mata?
Jose Posadas Mata.
All right, we have an interpreter. If you could raise your right hand for me, please.
Norma Nero.
All right. Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. Defense has filed a motion for continuance. And it's the court's understanding, state that you have no objection that it's not in the proper format.
That's correct.
Right. So defense states that she has an immigration hearing today at 12 p.m. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And when do you expect your immigration hearing will be concluded?
It'll be concluded today, Your Honor. I'm not sure what time, normally about 2 hours.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. I'm sorry, state you object.
I don't object to the continuance.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. I'm going to grant the motion for continuance. You to return back here tomorrow. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you will put this on the docket for tomorrow, please. And while we have the interpreter here, defense, have you received all of the discovery? Defense?
Yes,
Have you
Your Honor.
received all of the
Yes,
discovery?
Your Honor, and we have filed the acknowledgements as well.
All right, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Do you have any motions or any issues with motions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see you back here tomorrow then.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry, what? Uh-huh. I'm telling you, the eatery is great. I don't know why people don't go. Oh, and it's inexpensive, right? Oh, but Sean, they have the watermelon drink today.
No, my favorite is what we had yesterday.
Yes. Well, I'm still waiting for the raspberry lemonade.
No, remember we had it.
Did we? Oh, yeah, I wasn't a big fan.
You said it was really good.
Oh, it was.
But he's not-
Oh, it was the lime, celery, cucumber. Yeah.
But I can get that cloud. Don't throw us up there. Oh, okay.
Who's here on Luis Beltran? Luis Beltran, where are you? All right, Mr. Beltran,
A little closer.
have you reached an agreement with the state or are you requesting a jury trial?
May I respond for him? We are in the midst of doing some additional discovery, Your Honor. I've already conferred with the state on this.
What additional discovery?
It's a sensitive matter.
Ms. Ferguson, on this case, we're set for 3 weeks for plea Monday.
Number 30.
All right, we're coming back on September 3rd. There will be no further resets for plea bond. Does everybody understand?
Yes,
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Have a seat, sir.
That's our plea, right? Hello.
I want to ask you about something that's completely non-judicial.
Okay, just give me a moment. We need to fix something.
Okay.
All right, who's here on and Christian Andres Salazar? Good morning. Yes. Where's your client?
Salazar?
I had dealt with Jason on this a few days ago, subject to the court's approval about an amount.
All right. Then let's put it on the record. All right, counsel, if you'll just give me 2 minutes, because I see he's conferring and he's by himself.
Of course.
So we'll take it up. Just give us a moment. Who's here on Denzel Apia?
How you doing, Judge?
Hello. Yes.
Your Honor, this case is set on Monday.
Mhm.
My client's been accepted to the pretrial diversion program.
Uh-huh.
He hasn't been contacted yet to do his orientation. I spoke with the lady in the GTD office with the DAs, and they just said they're very backlogged, but they have the info. So I was just seeing if we could get another reset so my client doesn't have to come here on Monday for.
Where is he?
Hmm?
I mean, where is he?
He just works judges to.
Doing
avoid it.
what?
He like takes care of dogs or something like that. I don't know.
All right, he can appear by Zoom.
Excuse me, Judge?
He can appear by Zoom.
Okay, can I appear by Zoom too?
Are you not going to be downtown?
I don't think so. No, not on Monday.
All right,
That's the main reason why I didn't want to.
Yeah.
But
Now,
he's in the program, Judge. He just needs to get.
No, here's the thing. I require defendants to be present because then I end up getting things like, I didn't know my case was reset for this day.
Mhm.
So I require them to be present. So he can be present by Zoom.
Do I get a email link?
Yes.
Okay.
So he can be present by Zoom.
Will you just send that out, I guess?
Adriana Herrera,
Morning.
good morning. Where is she?
She's in custody.
All right, come down. Have you conferred with the state?
Yes, Your Honor. It's Jason Garrett. Judgment.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 6481, State of Texas versus Adriana Herrera. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Pierre, hand you on.
Defense?
Javier Garcia, Your Honor, and I'm Mr. Shannon Locke's associate attorney.
And are you Adriana Herrera?
Yes.
All right, defense has asked a motion, has filed a motion to recall the warrant of arrest.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm assuming, are you the bondsman?
Miss Jennifer Locke is. Yes, we are. Our office is.
All right. State, do you have any objection?
No, Your Honor, it's state's understanding, you can use that experience to be the case being divided and notice sent out and we're not confident, so we understand this is the first violation, so I'm not opposed to reinstating.
All right. All right, then the court will recall the warrant and ask that the bond be reinstated, and you're the bondsman, so do you have any objection to the reinstatement of the bond?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. State, you may be excused. On this case, I need a 30-day reset. The cause number is 2024 CR 6481. All right, if you'll give her a reset form for September 12th, you now know your court date. You understand?
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll make sure it gets signed and.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You could get your bag.
Can I be excused after that? No?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Well.
Okay, just give me one moment.
Absolutely a possibility. The only reason I say it's not. Yeah, no, I know. I appreciate you. Absolutely. All right, well, I'll see your email. Cool, man. Anything else, let me know. I appreciate it. Yeah, you got it.
Willie Cunningham.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
We're here on the trial docket.
Yes, all right, come back at 1:30.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I have mine. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So much.
Have a good day.
Could I see the file on Christopher Herrera, please? No, Christopher Herrera. Norma, on Christopher Herrera, recall that for August 19th. Family violence.
Yes, sir.
Christopher Herrera is being recalled for August 19th. His attorney is in jury trial.
Yes, Judge, thank you.
Okay, all right, pull the file. Pablo Rodriguez. On that one, Norma, a warrant may be issued for his arrest. He didn't show up. All right, where's Lorraine Efron? All right, who's here on Christopher Salazar? Good morning. Yes. All right, court is calling NIMAC number 725322, State of Texas versus Christian Andres Salazar. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
For the defense?
Mark Darling, Your Honor.
All right, and you're requesting a bond?
Yes, I don't know if Mr. Salazar's bond was increased because of a violation. I can't see any other reason, but the reason I suggest to the court that I'm unaware of the circumstances because I was retained after that had happened, so I don't know exactly what the nature of this violation, if any, was. So, but to answer your question, Judge, we are requesting a bond, and I will suggest to the court that Mr. Garahan and I had agreed, subject to your approval, of course, of a bond in the amount of $8,000 on.
So here's my question. When you said set a bond, I thought that he never had a bond set. But it shows from what I'm viewing that he was released on a PR bond. And so why is he still not on a PR bond?
Could we elicit testimony from the defendant for that purpose?
Well, no, I mean, I need documentation. Like, why isn't he on a, does anyone know why he's not on a PR bond?
You know, Judge, and I can't remember, I have a case. You have access to it.
All right, thank you.
Judge,
Yes.
from what I'm seeing back on May 20th.
And I'm sorry, we're off the record. Yes, go ahead.
There was a big pretrial violation report, subject was not reporting. That resulted, it looks like.
Could you print that out for me, please?
Try to find it.
Sorry, I don't know. Either, but I have like at least 5 violation reports of non-report. That's what I have a license.
All right. And counsel, have you seen those violation reports for non-reporting?
I have not, Your Honor. I have not.
So he does have a current bond set, correct?
It was set at 5,000, covered in Japan without bond judge.
Yes, that's my understanding of the current status of the bond remaining without.
Well, here's the court's, we can go back on the record. Here's the court's issue. If he has a violation report and there are 5 violations reports and all of them are from him not reporting, part of setting a bond is whether or not the accused will report, and he's shown that he will not.
And I understand the court's concerns. I was hoping maybe by way of admonition, he could become get a grip on what the problem is, become.
Well, why are you not reporting? You want to raise your right hand?
I didn't have.
Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You can lower your hand. State your name for the record. All right, why are you not reporting?
On at the time, I was using my mom's.
They gave a number for you on the violation report. And then they have contact with the Miss Perez and Miss Salazar. So if you don't have a phone, how do you call your mom? How do you call your friends?
At the time, I was just working.
Oh, so you're telling me nobody would let you use a phone to call people?
Yes, ma'am.
So why didn't you call your pretrial services officer?
I would, but when I would have time.
So is this not important to you?
Yes, ma'am.
If something's important, you treat it like it's important. You've been treating like these are suggestions that you report. That's why you're in orange. That's why you're in handcuffs. And part of my consideration on what a bond amount should be set at, one of the things I have to consider is whether or not you will actually show up for your court dates. And you've proven that you won't show up. So that's where we are. So what bond amount have you all agreed to?
Judge, I previously spoke to the starting $8,000.
All right. This is what the court will set your bond at. The court is setting your bond at $8,000. Court is going to order partial GPS for employment only. And based upon your charges, the court is going to order UAs. And the court will ask that the fees for the UAs be waived. Is there anything else?
Nothing from the defense, Judge. Thanks for hearing the motion.
All right.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Norma.
I couldn't find it. Norma found it.
All right, Deputy Laura, if you will let the jurors know to come back at 1:30.
I just missed making it.
Okay. Just give me one, I mean, you can approach, but just give me a moment.
Yes, sir.
On this.
Y'all, press reset.
Well, we need to talk about. There's all kinds of cases. Yes.
Okay. There's that. Leon Small.
Thanks. Oh, we also have a computer, right? I was right first, I'm sorry.
All right. On this case, state, were you able to tender an offer?
Well, Judge, this is NTR and also he has
Several cases.
3 brand new cases.
Yes.
1 non-indicted, I believe, and then 2 indicted, but the machine gun one, he can't find it at this point, and it wasn't on the docket, so I'm gonna try to get those cases and give a global offer. And just coming up here to see what you would like to do, Judge, I could request them, but I mean, it's obviously now we can come back in the afternoon. We did agree on some, or I don't know, we agreed on some concepts.
All right, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, sir.
on this case, set this for contested in 45 days. And could you have, to the clerks, could you pull his other files for me, please?
Yeah.
It'll be September 26th, Judge.
He has 2024 CR 007-828 and 7829.
Those don't have physical files, Judge?
Okay, I'll just put it in the system then. All right, thank you.
With Your Honor, when Mr. Small was put in jail, we found out he has cancer. We're asking that bonds be set so we can get him out and get him some treatment.
All right, so you'll need to file a motion and the court will hear it.
File a motion.
All right, I don't have your motion.
Okay, can I present them this afternoon?
This afternoon, we start jury trial. If you get with Ms. Ferguson, she'll give you a date.
Yes, ma'am.
And it will be this week.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And you'll need to bring documentation of that.
Do you have any documents?
I went from the hospital straight to the jail.
Okay, so the jail will have the records?
Yes.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's continued. Hey, Bobby does first.
And I'll be with you in just a second. Okay, I'll just put it in the system. Norma, you said the 26th of September, right?
No, this is the one with the farm. Oh. Thanks. It's not the one with the burgers. This is pre-burger. It's final? Okay. Yeah, they haven't done anything with it. So here I am.
Do you want to approach us?
Sure.
Oh, yes, that's it. Okay, thank you.
I think, yeah.
So there you go.
I'm comfortable. Yes, I'm happy to do that. Yeah, I mean, we throughout it, I've asked. Sure.
counsel can obtain her discovery on that case.
I mean, it's a sealed case, and I'm not sure what they would give to counsel at this time. And
Well, they need to, I mean, are they, you know, and I know it's not you, are they planning just to keep this secret? Then we finish with this case, then bam, he has a new case?
Your Honor, I really don't know. I'm happy to follow up with whoever the proper individual would be on this, Judge, but with respect to a lot of the indictment or the cases awaiting indictment, it's a new era. Even with respect to who it could be, that's why I was saying it could be Victoria, it could be someone else. Whereas under the old system, it was like a clear-cut path of like, we have one assigned to a court. They're not assigned to courts anymore. It just makes things tough,
So
logistically.
here's the thing, I'm gonna reset this. And if the chief of family violence needs to come down so that the defense counsel will know what's happening in this case. I mean, I don't like for the fact, I didn't like it as a defense attorney, never did it as a prosecutor, for deals to be worked out potentially. And then all of a sudden, bam, person may go to prison, then they come out, and then there's some case that's been sitting there sealed for all these months. So people need to do something with that case. And if they're not going to do something with the case, then maybe it shouldn't be a case.
I am happy to follow up with the proper individuals, Judge.
All right.
And
Yes.
Your Honor, I had filed a motion for bond reduction with this court regarding his case, so he'd be more than happy to continue postponing the case if he could be out on bond.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set the hearing on your bond in 3 weeks. If this case is still out there, somebody, some supervisor, the chief, if they're not busy, needs to come down here and explain why this case has just been sitting up there sealed for who knows how long. And according to me, according to my docket sheet, that's been going on since June.
Which
So,
I think is par for the course, Judge. I don't think that case is any different than many other sealed cases across the DA's office right now.
I mean, I understand, but I just don't like for sealed cases to be out there. Somebody may work out a deal on a case that they have pending, and then bam, people wait till they're getting ready to get released from prison, and then they hit them with an unsealed case.
I'm happy to follow up. I'm not sure they're gonna give me any answers, Judge. I'm
Oh,
told.
they're gonna give an answer.
Well, to me, I'm not sure they're gonna. give
Not
an
to
answer.
you. That's why whomever needs to come down here so we can get to the bottom of this, so she can have her discovery, so he can have his discovery. I don't know how anybody expects him to make an informed decision on this case when there is a sealed case that's sort of related or
I mean,
the
sealed
same
case-
nature.
It could be, I don't know where they are with respect to the investigation.
Okay.
Given that it's sealed, Judge, it is a mystery.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, can I have a 3-week reset? It's gonna be set for a bond, and it's also gonna be set to hear what's going on with this sealed case.
September 3rd.
All right, September 3rd. You know, when I was in the DA's office,
I can
I
see the
would do
same.
my own discovery, and it's like, I don't have sealed cases out there. All right, we're gonna bring you back on September 3rd. At that time, we will hear your counsel's bond motion. You've already filed it?
I filed it about 3 months ago.
Okay, so we'll hear that motion on September 3rd and see what's going on with the sealed case.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Do you have an excuse?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson.
You're welcome. Norma, what page is he on?
You called me tonight.
Yeah, see, that's what I would like to say.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, Norma, we're taking our recess. Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
I'm gonna submit our election of punishment,
Okay,
but and I haven't filed anything formally.
all right, could I
I'm-
have, what is your client's name?
Dominic Nicholson.
All right, can I have that file, please? All right, Dominic Nicholson. All right, Mr. Nicholson, we're gonna bring you back at 1:30. There's a What's going on?
Well, I just have that situation with my dad that
All
is an
right.
ongoing.
So
thing.
any objection to resetting this?
No, nothing from the
All
state.
right, Mr. Nicholson, let me explain something to you. You're not number one on the docket. There are other cases that are older than yours. Your attorney has an issue. I'm sure she's explained it to you. And I think you want your attorney to be 100% focused on your trial. And at the end of the day, all of us, we may have our occupations, but we're all human beings. And sometimes things happen that are outside of our control. You know, maybe somebody has medical issues or things going on in their family. And I always allow people to take care of that if that's the case. And I think you as a human being understands as well. So you're not number one on the docket. So whether she can go today or not, really is probably not a factor because there's someone else who has a case that's older than yours that's going before you. Now, what I can tell you is I'm going to recall this for them to work out a trial date with you being present, right? So,
And we're already in.
Yeah.
okay. So this is what we'll do. We'll recall this for Monday.
Okay.
And then we're going to see about getting you on as quickly as possible. And we'll recall you on Monday. And if we can take you the following week, we'll take you the following week. But it won't be a long wait, okay? And when I say a long wait, I know every day is a long wait. But when I say a long wait, I don't mean we'll see you in October. We're going to see you definitely before October, okay? All right, thank you. And you're dressed appropriately for a trial.
Yes, was it good?
All right. So, Ms. Ferguson, recall this back for Monday for us to get a jury trial date. All right, the court is on recess.
We're gonna withdraw that.